Tuesday morning, right before 7 o'clock, with some mostly cloudy skies across the Mid-South area, and the radar in the upper left-hand corner of your screen showing the rainfall from Tropical Storm Beta working its way up this direction. We'll take a close-up look at radar here in just a little bit. I'm meteorologist Austen Onek. This is Weather from Oz, weather podcast for the Mid-South, keeping you updated on what's going on across the area and seeing again with the potential for more rainfall out there. We have, again, some heavy rainfall possible, but doesn't look like severe weather, so good news on that. We'll take a look at earthquakes in the Mid-South, we'll take a look at the tropics, and we'll take a look at misinformation and why it is becoming a very big problem these days. Currently on radar, we have, again, a little bit more activity down into southeastern Arkansas moving up this direction. We don't have much to show in the way of lightning, if anything, but we are going to be seeing more chances of rain moving into the metro area and the rest of the Mid-South as we go throughout the rest of the morning and into this afternoon. Now, again, that's remnants of the tropical storm that are going to be passing on through, and with that counterclockwise rotation making its way up this direction is going to be pushing a lot of rainfall ahead of that circulation, and that's going to be a bit of an issue for us. Well, we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Right now, no severe weather right before 7 o'clock, so good news there. From the University of Memphis Center for Earthquake Research and Information, nothing showing up at this time in the way of problems on the New Madrid fault line, and no major earthquakes within about the last 7 days or so, so things are decently quiet in and around that area. Air quality in the Mid-South is good, and looks like the forecast is going to call for that to stick around as we get more rain to clear things out and a bit of a sea breeze in here as that moves a lot of moisture on shore. Much improved on the air quality out west, again, with the fires not exactly under control in many locations, but at least the smoke has tamped down a little bit thanks to a couple of systems moving the air around a little bit, so better news there. What's going on in the tropics? Beta, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We've got a minor system just between Cuba and Florida, which could be an issue starting off, but it doesn't look like a huge problem at this point. Could be, again, over the area of the Gulf of Mexico into later on this week, but development doesn't appear to be a major problem. Teddy over Bermuda making its way northward in the last about 48 hours and expected to be a problem for the Canadian Maritimes up into around Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, but again, starting to get over that cold water, so it doesn't look like a major problem. And of course, Tropical Storm Paulette has reformed and doing a good job of trying to get going, but doesn't really look like a threat for right now. Seems to be more of a fish storm bothering the fish more than anybody else at this time. Beta, what's left of it in the Gulf of Mexico, will be making its way up over the southeastern United States and the Mississippi Valley and the Delta area. Now, because of that counterclockwise rotation, we'll be seeing again the possibility of more rain shoveled up this direction, as you can see from the radar again above me, showing more of that rain coming up from the Gulf and moving into the Mid-South area. It's a fairly disorganized system. The infrared display showing a lot of the storm losing its strength and what's left of its integrity, but there will be just enough of that rotation in the atmosphere to stir up some more showers and thunderstorms and shove them up this direction. Heaviest rainfall will be down toward the Gulf Coast, 4 to 6 inches between Houston and west of around areas of New Orleans, and then up into the Mid-South area, we may be looking at the potential of about maybe 2 inches, heaviest in northern Mississippi and southeastern Arkansas. Rest of the Mid-South to get a drizzle to some fairly heavy rainfall, but doesn't look like flash flooding or any severe weather. So again, so far so good on that, and severe weather at this time. Might be some thunderstorms in the green, light green shaded area. The marginal risk down toward the Gulf of Mexico, that's the best possibility of severe weather for right now. So severe weather for the Mid-South does not appear to be a threat. That's agreed upon by the National Weather Service in Memphis. Locally heavy rainfall possible on their hazardous weather outlook, but beyond that, it may result in flash flooding. Again, could be some possibles out there, but doesn't look like a huge amount, and most of that over northern Mississippi and southeastern Arkansas. The 10-day forecast from the Weather Underground showing the best possibility of rainfall today, tomorrow, and into around Thursday, and then leaving the area, and then we'll be getting back into some very nice conditions with plenty of sunshine and a little warmer. Temperatures back in the lower to mid 80s. Take a look at the high temperatures for Wednesday, mid to upper 60s for highs. That's pretty nice for the first couple of full days of autumn going on through. And then as we go into, again, the later portion of this next weekend, heading out of September and into October, temperatures remain quite mild, back in the lower 70s. Looks like there's another cold front heading our direction, which could drop our temperatures into the mid 70s by the time we hit the 1st of October going into next week. So looking again pretty quiet and dry outside of a remnant of showers moving up this direction into the rest of the day today. And again, anything severe, minimal, but we'll keep our eyes on that as we go throughout the rest of the day for today. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on out there when it comes to problems with information. So bear with me for just a minute as I get on my soapbox. And again, working for Shelby County Health Department, we see a lot of this out there as well. But the main problem we've been running into has been the possibility of, again, miscommunication, misinformation, and willingly spread out there in some cases. Time Magazine, a very good article this morning regarding conspiracy theories. And if you've ever heard Neil deGrasse Tyson, the head of the New York City Planetarium, cosmologist, astronomer, say that a conspiracy theorist is somebody who tacitly admits that he or she has insufficient information. It's the battle cry of somebody who doesn't have the right details and the right information there. So if you have questions about COVID and would like to know more about what's going on, ask an expert. Talk to your doctor, talk to your nurse, call your healthcare provider, healthcare line, find out more information. Do not spread misinformation, because that's going to just delay the possibility of us being able to get back to normal. It's a good possibility, again, for you to reach out and ask. There is no shame in saying, I don't know something. When scientists do know something, there's a good reason that they do know it, because of years, decades, even centuries of research to be able to say that this happens because of this particular reason. The really cool thing about the Shelby County Health Department is that they have established a hotline available that will come in very handy if you have questions about things. The health department's COVID-19 hotline that's available at toll-free 833-943-1658. Complaints about mask usage that is not up to par, or places, restaurants, stores, anything like that, that are not following the local mask mandate, you can call the Shelby County Mayor's Action Line at 901-222-2300 and be able to get more information about filing a complaint that the health department can follow up on. But more importantly, if you have questions about things and want to know, the COVID-19 hotline will be able to help you answer those questions, as can your healthcare professionals. If you've ever played a game of telephone, you know how dangerous this can be, because the original message on one side of the room becomes completely something else by the time it hits the other part of the room. And this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous to be passing along misinformation that you heard from your barber's nieces, cousins, lawyers, nephews, uncles, mothers, teacher. That's something that, again, can cause a lot of problem and prevent people from taking the right action. It may not seem like much, but in these days of interconnectivity, rumors can spread a lot quicker than the truth can. So again, if you have questions about what's going on, about how scientists collect and analyze data when it comes to COVID, or just virology in general, how disease spreads, anything like that, it's your responsibility to make certain that you are passing along the right information. So before knee-jerk reposting something online, ask questions, get information, and find out from a couple of sources to find out what's going on. Get information. Don't pass along misinformation. That's going to be one of the most dangerous and reckless things that you can possibly do. So again, great article here. We'll be posting those on my various websites here throughout the rest of the day, so you can take a look at that information. And please get the right information. Call your doctor, call your nurse, call your healthcare professionals helpline, which again you can get through your insurance company on there, through your company that you work for. If they have a helpline available, it's all available online. So please do not spread misinformation and conspiracy theories around. It's a very reckless, dangerous, and, if I may say so, very stupid thing to do. So again, Find out more about what's going on. Scientists know things for a reason, and there's a reason why you should trust them on this to make certain that we are paying attention to help each other out and get back to normal so we can get out of this pandemic and back to whatever normal is for us anymore. Follow me on my social media pages and find out more again throughout the forecast as we keep track of what's going on with beta and throughout the rest of what's left of September. Questions, concerns, ideas, contact me. Email address up at the top of the screen, meteorologist austenonek@gmail.com, and of course available on all these social media networks floating above my head up there. I'll have more details on the forecast throughout the rest of the day on social media. I'm meteorologist Austen Onek. You've been watching Weather from Oz, podcast weather for the Mid-South area. Thanks for joining us, and stick around for a lot more as we go throughout the rest of the year.